Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to some more 99. Last episode, we had a few things going on. So it seems like we have the group together. We went to the diner, we all kind of like talked, we got to know Haruka a bit more, and everything seems to be coming together in its place. We kind of stressed the importance of, hey, we need every single person here in order to win, and it seems like people kind of understood that. So hopefully things will go okay there. But we had this little conversation with Noah there that I really liked. A lot of discussion about mental health last episode, mainly because of me. I noticed things. I'm like, oh, I can kind of see that you had some trauma in your past, and that's going to cause you some issues that are going to prevent you from wanting to kill another human being. And Kakeru kind of was like brainstorming a little bit of ideas on how he could like potentially defeat her without having to do that and having to use Noah, but not too sure about that. So we'll see what they end up coming up with. I think things are going to go quite differently than last time. So, I mean, it just makes sense that it would. So let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see what we find out this episode. I checked the news on the web before going to school. Berserk users might be inciting incidents due to Iris' secret dealings, but as of now, at the very least, it seems there's no major incidents. Nevertheless, I still can't rest easy. Being forced to play the waiting game since we have no way of looking for Iris has got me antsy. Guess I'll get going. I glance at my clock and shut down my laptop. I sling my bag over my shoulder and leave my apartment. Morning, homeroom, afternoon classes, lunchtime. Nothing out of the ordinary, all the same as usual. So unfortunate. I'm so sorry, Renya. All except the fact that we're eating lunch with Takamine again. Okay, I guess he's just going to be coming every day from now on, and I have no problem with that, because he is just a gold mine of absolutely hilarious moments.
なんでいいの?
ダメか?
自分のクラスで食べなよ。
一人は寂しいからな。
何かっこつけてんだこいつ。
Yuichi nods at his bum with an annoyed look in his face. Okay, I guess he is going to be coming every day from now
二人
on.
はもう知っているか?
何急に知らないよ。
Which two are we talking about? Takamine motions with his chin over to a nearby group of girls. A psycho shows up, dashes at you at top speed, jumps at you. Just as they're about to reach you, they disappear. It turns out to be a ghost. They seem to be really engrossed in that story.
朝から盛り上がってるね、幽霊話。部活の先輩から聞いたって誰かが言ってたけど。
Okay, a psycho shows up, dashes at you at top speed, and jumps at you. Just as they're about to reach you, they disappear. Turns out to be a ghost. We know a lot about Ghost.
噂の発信源はうちのクラスの女子かもしれんな。学校帰りに襲われたそうだ。九段の幽霊。
I mean, were you really assaulted if they never even touched you? They just disappeared?
幽霊ね。
きな臭いと思わんか?
ユーザーとは限らないでしょ。
だがそう考えるのが妥当だろう。もっともイーリスとやらに操られているかどうかはわからんがな。
I mean, it has to be something, because they're disappearing right as they're about to reach you?
どうでもいいけどね、僕には。
もし暴走ユーザーならばどうする?
Then we take them out. What do you mean?
アーティファクトを奪って破壊して無力化ってしたいけどな。もっと詳しいことがわからないと調べようがない。
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know much from a ghost.
では耳をそば立てておこう。何か新しい話が飛び出すかもしれん。
いや、直接聞いたらクラスの人に。
よいちよ。こういうのは人知れず動くものだ。
Please tell me, why does it have to be done in secret? I would love to
だか
know.
ら何かっこつけてんの。声かける勇気ないだけでしょ。
物おじしないタイプに見えるけどな。
このキャラが通用する相手にはな。
Not towards people who take kindly to this persona.
いつまで中二病引きずってんだか。
いつからこのキャラな。
中学くらいでしょ確か。
もっと前だ。コード月種反逆のハルーシュに出会ったことで私は生まれ変わった。
Oh gosh, we're back to talking about Code Geass, aren't we?
ああ、勇気も好きだって言ってたな、そのアニメ。
そうか。では次に会った時はコード月種談義に花を咲かせるとしよう。
Oh, please, please, please do so. I would love to see it.
多分幽霊の件は後で九条と空に聞いておく。空は分からんけど九条は俺たちよりも知ってるだろうし。
Kojo might know more.
今多分ちょ
Wonder
う
what that
ど
would
そ
be.
の話してるだろうしね。
Oh, yeah, she's literally over there in that group of girls. I looked at Kujo's seat as I eat my bread. However, all the visual information I'm taking in is new for me. Never heard this ghost emergence rumor in any of the other ranches, so the chances of there being a user involvement are high. However, once it comes running at you, it vanishes. A short-range teleportation artifact. Maybe the reason this never occurred in the other branches is because Yoichi would have hunted it down by now. But that logic does that mean there are going to be cases involving the artifacts that Yoichi snatched in the other branches. Might be a short-sighted idea, however, in any case, there's one thing that's almost certain. Iris possesses some sort of ability to detect users. This is the reason why she realized Yoichi was the owner of the Evil Eye so soon and made contact with him in the other branches. Seems equally certain that Sophie doesn't have that ability. We don't know Iris's location, but Iris always knows about us. I also thought it was interesting that Yoichi, Takamine, and Ghost, they all met at the shrine, which was a place that Iris would have been able to get in close contact with them. So interesting. Just want to point that out. The more I sort through the information, the more it becomes abundantly clear that we're at an overwhelming disadvantage.
ソーセージロールもなかなかいける。
駅前のパン屋だっけ。今度僕も買ってみようかな。
結構混んでるんだよな。
Well, let's put all that aside. Right now, we're just doing whatever we can do. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing this whole game. Just doing whatever we can do. School lets out, and the time comes to leave Kozuka-senpai. Well, I would have liked to, but I felt that we wouldn't have the smoothest conversation together, so we just meet up at the park instead. Yuki is already there, and Kozuka-senpai shows up immediately after I arrive.
今日は私の練習に付き合わせてしまい、謝罪はいらない。私のためでもあるから。
Noah's like, yes, this is gonna go fittingly.
それじゃあ早速始めましょうか。
どうすれば。
まず先輩の力を理解するところから始めましょうか。
理解。
ぶっちゃけ先輩、今困ってますよね。少女漫画のヒロインになりたいって考えちゃって。
Dang, you're just gonna point that out in front of Noah?
新見くんは平行世界の私たちを知っているから隠し事はできないと思った方。そういう力。それと新見くんはもう少し伝え方を考えてストレートすぎる。
I don't know. I feel like him being straightforward makes it very obvious that he knows things and that he knows a lot about what you're going through, like your powers. So I feel like I would trust somebody who knows that much, right? And it's like Hakuru is a pretty trustworthy guy. If this was some stranger that came up and started telling me all this information, I would be concerned, right? But Hakuru, he's a pretty trustworthy guy.
はい。すみませんでした。
And before they say that Kakeru is actually the villain of this whole entire game. Just kidding. I'm not gonna go that wild with my predictions.
警察に変な妄想をしてしまったせいで毎朝大変なことに。
ですよね。で、先輩、能力にネガティブなイメージ持ってませんか？
持て余してしまっているので、そうですね。ネガティブかも。
でも先輩の力って超ポジティブな力なんですよ。
Dang, it's got good Steam ratings.
猫。
And then there's Noah.
待て、ユキ、落ち着け。物事には順序がある。
There's an order to these things.
ごめんなさい。気持ちが流行ってしまった。
I like how wasn't Noah just like, yeah, Noah was just saying we're being like too straightforward, and she's like correcting us and like, oh, we got to do it in a certain way, and then she just goes and starts getting out of order. You're funny, Noah. You're so funny.
昨日話してた猫を呼ぶ。
そうです。そういうポジティブな使い方もあります。そういうのも含めて先輩の力の本質はなんて言えばいいんだ。ちょっと大げさな言い方ですけど、本質は戦場のコントロールにあります。
I think that makes it sound pretty cool when he puts it that way.
戦場の。
はい。例えば、そうだな。発想が貧困なんで ゲームの例えになっちゃいますけど、
大丈夫です。その方がわかりやすいかも。
例えば敵の攻撃の命中率が 100% でこっちが 30% だとして、先輩が敵の攻撃外れろ、こっちの攻撃当たれって願ったら、
敵の命中率が 0% になり、
そういうこと。しかもこっちの攻撃がクリティカルになれって願ったら、先輩の力は敵を弱体化しつつ味方を強化できるんです。
Okay. I mean, I don't think that's a terrible explanation. I mean, he could be a little bit more confident while giving it. That would add to the effect, right?
弱体化と強化。そっか。私の
And of course, she knows a game to compare
味
it
方
to.
全体にかかる精神コマンド。味方全体に必中ひらめき熱血を同時にかけると考えると、ゲームバランス壊れるくらいに強力ね。
またピンポイントな例え出してきたな。二人ともロボゲーもやってるんだな。
好きなアニメが登場する作品だけ。
Oh, of course. I mean, you wouldn't be caught dead playing a game that didn't have one of your favorite animes in it.
私もそうです。だからにわかです。
俺も詳しいわけじゃないけど、いやそれはよくて、
Tangent over.
とにか
All right.
く先輩の力は味方にも作用するわけです。先輩なら自由に奇跡を起こせる。
Yeah, her power is insanely strong. Maybe not by itself. Is it like crazy, incredibly strong? I mean, I think it could be, but maybe like for her, it's not. But definitely when used on her allies, it can make them incredibly strong.
味方全体に奇跡をかける。強力すぎる。
一旦そのゲームから離れろ。いや大体合ってるけど、まとめると先輩が力を使うだけで、だからどうしても先輩を仲間に加えたかった。イーリスと戦うためには先輩の力が絶対に必要なんです。
I mean, it's true. We do absolutely need her.
気分が悪いの？すみません。誰かに必要って言ってもらえたことなかったので。
I think she freaked out last time somebody said that too, like in the other branch.
舞い上がって吐き気が。
That doesn't sound good.
あ
I've never been so happy I wanted to throw up
あ、
before.
ああいう言葉を平然と言うから、今のうちに慣れた方がいい。
ああいうって、
私たちインのものがうろたえるような言葉よ。
え
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm dealing with a bunch of people that don't have friends.
すみません。もう大丈夫です。
じゃあはい練習してみますか。
All right, yeah, let's get to the purpose of this whole entire visit right now.
猫を呼ぶんですよね。
ですね。先輩も猫好きですよね。
They both are.
です。
苦手な男子じゃなくて好きな猫に囲まれて能力へのネガティブなイメージを払拭しましょう。
釈然としない様子ね。違います。男子が苦手なことも知ってるんだなって。
はいすみません。デリカシーのないこと言いました。
いえ、私の私のことを理解してくれているんだなって。
I don't know, are you embarrassed or do you find that attractive that a guy knows so much about you and still wants to be around you?
単純にそう思っただけなので大丈夫です。新見くんのことは平気そうね。はい。以前親切に声をかけてもらいましたし、あんまりなんていうか圧がないので。
俺割と怖いって言われるんだけどな、目つきとか。
That is true. I remember his classmates saying that. And then there's Sora, who also gaslights him into being less desirable to other women.
背も高いし多少の威圧感はあるけれど、言動が落ち着いているから怖いとは思わない。はい、そんな感じです。
そっか。いや俺のことはどうでもよくて。
そう猫。
No, it does not miss a beat. It's like, oh, our real purpose cats. We need more cats.
練習始めましょうか。
She still has the cat
わか
eyes.
ります。猫が寄ってくるイメージって。
はい。で、先輩だけじゃなくて勇気にも寄ってくるイメージを。
そうね、そこ大事。
Yes, very important indeed, guys. Very important. All right,
わかりました。
let's see the demonstration.
私だけじゃなくて、ゆうきさんにも猫。
This is a little bit different of a scenario because I think last time we were in the city, right? Without a delay, a cat pokes its head out of a nearby bush. There was just a cat just sitting there. And meows and comes in our direction. But it's not only 1, 2, 3. They proceed to steadily grow in number.
あ、猫ちゃん、本当に来た。かなり驚いてる。ここまでわかりやすく効果が出るなんて。
Yeah.
自分でもびっくりしてます。
She's been using like this the whole time.
そっか、こういう風に使えばよかったんだ。
もう一歩進んでみましょうか。
もう
寄ってくるだけじゃなく懐く。
懐く。
そうです。いつもそっけない野良猫が
そんな贅沢なことを願ってしまってもいいんですか？
I guarantee you, as soon as she starts doing it, she's not gonna think about their feelings, okay? She's just gonna know that there's a bunch of cats loving up on her, and that's all she's gonna care about.
いいんです。やっちゃってください。
猫ちゃんは強制的に。
期待しすぎてバグった動きしてる人いるんで、サクッとやってあげてください。
Yeah, her cat ears keep showing up, malfunctioning.
懐く。
The cats start to nuzzle against Yuki and Senpai's legs, causing both of them to make weird yelps and freeze up.
これは現実なの。猫様がすごい。これが
This is the power of
本
Eden.
当の力。猫は世界を
Oh
救う。
my gosh. She thinks this is the greatest thing her power can do, guys. Make cats want to come up and love up on you. Yes, truly, this is the peak of Eden, guys. The two of them are acting totally weird, but making a witty quip now would be uncouth, so I decided to sit back and watch. Good guy, Kakaru, just letting them enjoy the moment.
撫でたら逃げちゃうでしょうか。
I'm gonna be honest, I totally clicked away that line. Okay, I should have made her include me in her power. I'm really jealous. Why are you jealous? Just go up and pet them. If they're busy petting them, they won't even think anything of you doing it.
わからない。やってみます。言うじゃねあなた。猫ちゃん。
She slowly stoops down as if not startle the cat. Then she timidly reaches out. The cat accepts Senpai's palm on its head. I think Haruka's starting to malfunction too. She's like a washer machine. She's just like shaking.
撫でられました。
Oh boy. Seems that Senpai's otherworldly scream brought Yuki back to her senses.
すごい。もふ。
It's so fluffy!
高坂さん。わあ、かわいい。高坂さんが猫様の魔力に当てられて。
Okay,
お
excuse
かしく
me.
なってしまった。
You were just the same like a minute ago, okay?
おかしくなったんじゃない。よく見るんだユキ。これが欲望を解放した人間の姿だ。
Yes, the desire to make cats like you. It's truly an otherworldly power.
こんな幸せなことが。鼻血です。
I thought the 8 scenes don't happen till later. Why are you making those noises? It sounds very familiar to some other scenes.
ここまで自分をさらけ出せるなんて すごい。私にはとても。
まあ真面目な話、あそこまでさらけ出さなくていいけど、せっかく猫が懐いてくれたんだ。俺の目なんか気にせず思う存分撫でればいいじゃん。気取らずにさ。
天使に囲まれて。
And then there's Haruka over here, just still having a good time.
ここ天
Yuki stares at Senpai in her unhinged state. Then, as if she's made up her mind, Yuki squats down as well. With a nervous look on her face, she reaches out for one of the cat's heads. While she may have had cats run away from her a few days ago, Yuki's palm safely reaches the cat's tiny forehead. She then proceeds to freeze up.
どうしよう。
そりゃも
許されるの？そんなことが。
Why does her voice sound different? What?
う許されまくってる人が隣にいるだろ。
目が血走ってる。
そろそろ止めた方がいい気がしてきたから、急げ。能力が解除されると撫でられなくなるぞ。
I feel like Haruka is on something. She's like having a high right now.
わかった。
She's like getting bloodshot. She's just going crazy. Should we stop her, guys? I feel like it's a little too much for cats. Her hand is still atop the cat's forehead. Why is it zooming in? She moves it slightly. The cat shows no signs of discontent. Next, she's getting a little more daring and trails her hand to the back of its head. Why does this sound like we're narrating something completely different right now? I'm still getting H-Team vibes. And I don't know why. The cat doesn't try to run away.
撫でれた。撫でちゃった。
Yuki's voice sounds softer and less tense, altogether different from her normal tone. Her face is choked with emotion from having her deepest desire fulfilled.
もふもふ。
She continues to pet the creature, albeit conservatively. Of course, you got moderation, guys. Okay. The cat purrs and gladly accepts Yuki's
か
palm.
わいいね。ミケだから女の子？美人さんだね。あ、こっちの子は靴下履いてるね。かわいいね。
Gosh, Noah sounds so different. How he talks to the cats. This might be something close to her true self. The self behind the mask and armor, the appearance she can't show anyone else. Those are the reasons why in the other branches she would try to pet cats in secret so that no one else would see. It might not be a matter of not being able to bring herself out, but rather her being unnecessarily concerned about attracting attention. Her reason? She wants to retain the image of herself that her late sister found so admirable. I can't deny Yuki's feelings on that. I kind of regret being so pompous as to tell her to... Excuse me. Ease up and relax in the first place. Still.
何？抱っこさせてくれるの？
CG time, let's
そういうこ
go!
とに。どうしよう。
Look at all these fluffy cats. Gosh. These are some fluffers. In her arms, atop her lap, on her shoulder. Oh gosh, there's even more, guys. Look at all these cats. They're like long fur cats too. Like, oh my gosh, your outfit's gonna be covered in it. You're gonna be sneezing the rest of the day. As much as this looks fun, it's like, there's consequences. Though she looks to be enjoying herself. More so than the composed face and the too cool attitude, I find this version of Yuki far more attractive. Ooh. Kakeru, you find her attractive, okay. Interesting. I've gotten her to forget all about Iris and her childhood trauma. Now she's enjoying a piece of kitty heaven instead. Part of me wants to join in the fun, but...
すごい。高坂さんの気持ちがわかる。天国すぎて叫びたくなる。ですよね。こんな幸せな生きてきて今が一番なのでなる。でも猫ちゃん怖がらせたくないから我慢する。確かに私自分のことだけで猫ちゃんのことなんて考えもせず。
I mean, I told you guys, once they got into it, they would stop caring about whether the cats felt like they wanted to do this or not.
能力で撫でさせてもらっているのも急に 罪悪感がこんなのやっぱり良くないですよね。待って、もう少しだけ。かりそめの幸せでもいいからもう少しだけ。たとえ嘘偽りのひとときでも猫ちゃんのぬくもりとモフモフ感は本物。
Yeah, who needs a cat cafe? We could just come out here, set up a picnic, and then just have a bunch of cats show up.
もう少しだけ味わいたい。そうですね。じゃあもう少しだけ。
Noah's the kind of person who would go and do something bad, something they knew was wrong, and they would indulge in it. And because they're already indulging in it, they'll just keep doing it. They'll just savor it as long as they can.
もう少しだけ。
If I'm gonna do something bad, might as well go all the way, right? Like, I feel like that's kind of the attitude I'm getting here.
もう少しだけ。
Not that I think getting cats to like come up and enjoy your company is a bad thing, right? Oh my gosh.
可愛すぎる。
Noah, you're too much today. Too much.
ですね。あ、ちょっと動いちゃダメ。く
Oh,
すぐったい。
guys. Look at look at this. Look how adorable that face is. That's the thumbnail right there. That is a thumbnail moment. Look how happy she is, guys. That's what this game's about. We want the characters to be happy. Oh boy. I just know this is just like a calm before the storm type moment. Yuki laughs innocently. It's an unexpected sight, but I feel my heart skip a beat because of it. It sort of blindsided me, if that makes sense. Like, wow, she really can emote like that. What do you mean emote? What?
ダメだってば。
Okay, that's a good smile too. I like that one with the little fang in there. I like that one as well. I don't know. Lots of great expressions with that CG. Like, they did a good job. Like, they took one CG and just made like a whole bunch of different expressions of happiness for her. I really like that. This is a pointless hypothesis, but what if the tragic accident never happened? Would this bright and happy smile she's showing have never faded away? Her past can't be changed. I can't reach that far back. Which is why, at the very least, from now on, I don't care if it's just sometimes or once in a blue moon. I just want Yuki to have a moment where she can smile this freely and innocently. Dang, that's love right there, guys. That's love, to like want that for somebody else. Especially someone who's not family, like someone who really like doesn't. You don't feel like obligated to have love for them, right? Like that's love. Heartwarming, guys.
みんな元気だね。ほんと可愛い。
Though I think Senpai has gone a little bit more off the deep end, right? There's not a face that a respectable girl should be showing people. I'm just gonna try and keep Senpai out of my vision as much as possible, since I know this will come back to embarrass her later.
なに？どこ？あ、待って待って、順番ね。みんな可愛いね。もふもふだね。
Okay. I was like, oh, can we be done with the cats? I'm like, oh, that's too much wholesomeness. I know this isn't a wholesome game. I don't want to get used to it, you know? After all the girls get their fill of kitty petting, we sit on a bench and take a break. While the experience didn't last too long, they might be feeling the burn of their extreme excitement. Kozuka-senpai looks pretty worn out.
大丈夫ですか？
That's got to be like a mental workout for them. Like so much happiness. They're getting like to this such high that they have to come down, and they just probably feel very tired after crashing.
はい、ごめんなさい。あれほどの力。
Oh yeah, and then her power like literally will exhaust her.
ちゃんと配慮すべきだった。いえ、私もつい肉欲。あ、今の違う表現がおかしい。
Animalistic desires. That's a pun right there.
猫欲に負けてしまったので、とっても楽しかったです。そうね。私も楽しかった。ねえ、高坂さん。はい。はるかって呼んでもいい？急にこんな話されても戸惑うでしょうけど、今まで自分に厳しく生きていたつもり。そうしなければいけないって思って。でも 同じ幸せを共有して、少しだけ気取らない自分を見せて。
I think one thing I've noticed with Noah that's very healthy is that she realizes that her Trini persona is an act that she is putting on. I like how she's able to differentiate that from her true self and her true personality. Like, she realizes that she is acting differently and doing things that maybe, I don't know, maybe aren't as natural, I guess. Like, maybe to some degree it isn't natural. Like, maybe it's gotten natural feeling, but it isn't, I guess, necessarily her true self or walls down. I think seeing her around the cats was more the real Noah.
本当に楽しいとそう思ったの。だからまた楽しい時間を共有してほしくて。
This is like last throughout freaking episode 3 where I thought they were getting together because they're like having really intimate moments together.
よければ私の友達になってほしい。
Senpai looks stunned. Or she quickly snaps out of it and nods her head fervently.
私でよければぜひぜひ呼んでください。はるかって。ありがとう。私のこともノアって呼んでほしい。
Wholesome. This is just gonna be a wholesome episode, guys, right? Episode 4 just full of wholesome. Iris just randomly decides, hey, I'm not gonna do anything anymore. I'm not gonna cause trouble. I'm just gonna leave and let you guys enjoy your youth, okay? That's what's gonna happen, right? Like, it's just gonna be full of more wholesome moments like this.
呼びます。
Probably not.
大丈夫？すみません。私もずっとぼっちだったので、名前で呼び合うとか慣れてなくて。よろしくお願いします。ノアちゃん。よろしく。
The two smile at one another. This is great. I'm glad these two could become friends in this branch too.
新見くんのことも名前で呼んでいい？かけるって。
え、俺もか？
ダメ？
いや、いいよ。
ありがとう。かける。
改めてよろしくな。
ノアでいい。あなたも？
先輩の気持ちわかるわ。下の名前で呼ぶのなんか照れるわ。
See, this is like completely opposite to how I felt in America. I feel like growing up, I don't think I even knew a lot of my friends' last names. Like, of course I knew a few of them, but I don't think I knew all of them. Like, I would have just known their first name.
ともりますよね。嫌なら別にいい。
呼ぶ。ちゃんと呼ぶ。よろしく。ノア。
よろしく。
She gives me a smile once again. I'm blindsided. My racing heart is making it hard to smile back. Fortunately for me, Noah doesn't seem to mind as she takes her eyes off of me in a satisfied manner and stares off into the
次の目
distance.
標ははるかの力なしで猫をもふる。
That's a respectable goal.
猫
I think
カ
that's
フェの
good.
猫なら人懐っこいんじゃないか？
その手があった。猫カフェなら餌もあげられるし、私でも逃げられずにもふれそう。いいですね。行ってみたい。一緒に行く？私とですか？いいんですか？
I bet they would enjoy
は
that.
るかに断られたら誘える人がいなくなる。行きます絶対行きます。じゃあいずれ。はい、いずれ。なんなら今からでも。賛成したいところだけど、今日はもう帰った方がいい。そうですね。すみません。テンション上がりすぎました。
じゃ、能力の練習はここまでにして。
はい。ありがとうございました。行きましょう。
Tucker's a good friend too. I mean, I know it's kind of out of obligation because he knows what's coming up and he needs her powers to work properly, but I feel like it was just so nice of him, even in the other branch, to kind of like help her with the idea of using it to attract cats, because that turned, I mean, and this was his goal, right? To turn her outlook on her power into one that's positive. And I feel like that like does so much like for her mental health, like just to see it that way and just see it as a positive thing. And he did the same thing with Miyako too. He turned her power from one that was just like, oh, it's like stealing, to one that she saw in a more positive light and that like better reflected her. Haku's pretty good about doing stuff like that. I really appreciate that. He's a good protagonist, and I've said this before, but I want to reiterate it. Like when I see moments where he's doing that, he's a good protagonist. He's interesting. He's very helpful to everyone around him. I just like him. I think he's good. By the time we get there, it's completely dark outside.
ありがとうございました。また明日。
お疲れでした。
気をつけて。
We see Senpai off until she's out of sight. No one turns herself around and she stares straight at me.
今日はありがとう。こんなことでって呆れるかもしれないけれど、少し心が軽くなった気がする。
And then I don't think I really need to explain how he's helping Noah. I mean, you guys are kind of watching this in real time with me, so.
あなたのおかげ、本当にありがとう。
俺は俺の都合で動いてるからな。そうやってお礼を言われるの罪悪感がある。だから気にしなくていい。それにこれからめんどくさいこと頼むしな。
Noah's eyes
ジェ
squint.
オーダーの力が
必要になるかもしれない。クホーの方にも広まってるか。幽霊の噂。
幽霊？
さすがにそっちには行ってないか。多分ユーザー絡みの噂だ。すごい勢いで走ってきて飛びかかってきて消えるってさ。
飛びかかってきて消える。
I wonder if this ghost is gonna like tie into the story somehow, or if this is just kind of like a filler so that they can make the visual novel long enough, because they're gonna have a lot going on in the end. Because it would be kind of rough if they just kind of jumped into that without having more opportunity for us to like get to know Noah and for her to be more comfortable using her power and things like that. Maybe it's just kind of like a moment to use to build her up.
そう。
I'm not sure though.
空中
It could
にい
be
ることを条件に
could be
マー
very
クできる
important.
ア
I
ーティ
don't
ファ
know.
クトがある。多分それだ。
被害は？
せいぜい通行人を驚かせるくらいか。襲われたとかそういう話はないらしい。
そう。出現場所は？
女子の間で広まってて、九条と空に詳しく聞いてみたんだ。線路沿い、公園の近く、駅裏。見事にバラバラだ。
I don't know. That sounds familiar to the places that Yoichi had turned some people into stone. Because the park was one of them. I thought there was one that happened near some train tracks or like a bus stop or something like that. Because it was behind the station. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's relevant or not.
街中を飛び回っている。
そうなるんかな。力を使って遊んでるだけならまだいいんだが、暴走して制御できなくなっているかもしれない。
後者なら止める必要がある。時間帯はわかる？
具体的な時間はわからない。ただ暴走してるなら時間なんて関係なく飛び回ってるはずだ。
今この瞬間も出会う可能性がある。
だな。ただ全く騒ぎになってないんだよな。
I look around us, but I don't find a single person screaming, "Look, a ghost!"
現時点で目撃者がいないとなると、出るのはもっと遅い時間かもな。人目につかない時間を選んで力を試してる。
暴走していない。つまりイーリスが絡んでいないのならそれが一番いい。けれど
Yeah,
飛
we'll
び
see
か
about
かっ
that.
てきたということは人を脅かしているということ。どちらにせよ捨ておけない。見つけましょう、その能力者を。
ああ、しばらくこの辺をブラブラしてみよ
単純な疑問なのだけど、
ん
今日九条さんと空を呼ばなかったのはなぜ？
う。別に何か意図があったわけじゃない。九条はバイト。今日はシフト入れてなかったけど、最近遅刻したりしてたから穴埋め的な感じで入れたって。
ああ、バルハラソサイエティの活動のせいね。彼女のスケジュール、これからはちゃんと配慮しないと。
I mean, I think that's fine. This is Noah's route. We don't need her there. Just kidding.
だな。空はまあ確かに俺過保護だな。火事のことでまだメンタル的にぐらついてそうだったから、
I don't know, when we talked to her, it seemed like she didn't really care too much about it, but perhaps like it's just more something she's gonna keep to herself.
暴走してるかもしれないユーザーを探すぞとはちょっとな。
ありがとう。納得した。
別に今から2人で行く必要もないというか、みんなで行くべきなんだろうけどな。
気になってじっとしていられない？
だな。
気持ちはわかる。はるかを呼び戻。
いや、せっかくできたポジティブなイメージを壊したくない。先輩ちょっとネガティブなところがあるから、余計なことしてマイナス方向に傾けたくないんだ。
はるかは奇跡を起こせる。裏を返せば最悪も。
Yeah, it is kind of dependent on her mood. I mean, if she was in a bad mood and thought everything was gonna go wrong, she might like wish that to happen.
だな。だから先輩にはポジティブなままでいてほしい。
Yeah, but it's hard to be in a positive mindset all the time. It's life just happens. You know, stuff happens and it just ruins your mood.
ノアも楽しんでいたから、そのまま一日を終えてほしいってのもあるんだが。
問題ない。むしろ声をかけてくれなかったら拗ねてた。
さすがに単独行動はリスクが高いからな。
そうね、避けるべき。行きましょう。
ああ。
We try walking around the station. There are kids coming home from clubs and adults coming home from work. This area is quite populated. Someone would likely notice if that user were to show up here, but...
異変なしね。いつも通り。
人気のない場所を重点的に回ってみるか。
そうしましょう。
We proceed from the main street to the back alleys. At this time of day, however, any street close to the station is going to have its fair share of people. Oh no, we're going to the shrine. I don't think this is good. We end up taking up half away from the station as if it were inevitable we end up near the shrine. I guess things are always going to be tied to this place, huh? There's the fact that there's simply nobody around and it's easy to run amok here since it's a bit far away from the Naruse residence. It's also where the sacred relic is enshrined and it holds some mystic power to draw in users. As we pass by the shrine, Noah stops in her tracks.
気のせいかもしれないけれど、今。
Look around us, nothing seems out of the... No.
やっぱり気のせいだったかもしれない。あそこに人がいたように見えたんだけれど。
気のせいじゃない。俺も見た。
二人とも見た。
幽霊じゃなければユーザーで確定だ。
ちょうど人の流れが途絶えた。タイミングとしては
多少は無茶もできる。
そうね。すぐに姿を消されては無茶もしようがない。
Here we go, guys.
一緒に警戒頼む。
ああ、任せとけ。
見つけた。3時の方向。
3時。え、
こっち。
I like how he's like, which way is that? I mean, because it's like, how do you tell where's the top, right? Like, so you can look around you, what direction. I mean, I guess if they're all looking in one direction, that would be like 12, right? So you'd go from which side or which number from there. I have no idea. No one tugs my body into a different direction. What the? Who is this guy? There they are. Standing in the middle of the stairs leading to the shrine, a hunchback man. He seems around my age, maybe a little bit older. His face is expressionless, his lifeless eyes are looking straight to us. He doesn't seem to be coming to attack us. The only thing he's doing is staring at us. Oh, and then he disappears.
周囲にはいない。
神社行ってみようぜ。
ああ。
Climb the short staircase into the shrine grounds. There he is. Just like a second ago, he's staring right at us.
なんだあいつ。気持ち悪いな。
少なくとも敵意はなさそうだな。
Something's going on here, though. As I converse with Lena, the man vanishes again, but this time he reappears in a spot not far away that's still within our line of sight. Sure enough, he continues to stare at us. Is he luring us somewhere? Is he trying to get us to follow him?
目的がわからねえ。ただただ気味が悪いな。
飛びかかってくるって話だったけど、そんな気配もないよな。
気がついたのだけど。
ああ。
彼、体透けてない？
え？
Yep, it is. He's slowly becoming more transparent. He's getting edited in Photoshop right now. I inspect him closely. Yep.
透けてる。
マジか。ユーザーじゃなくてガチモンの幽霊？
No, he's definitely a user. I mean, you can tell from the right side, there's that kind of glow from his stigma.
嘘でしょ。
また消えやがった。
And then there's Lena. Just uses that vulgar language. Noah screams and grabs him. Ooh, okay. All right, Noah. All right.
どこいなくなった。
いや、あっち。お前のこと見てんぞ。何お前。オカルトダメなタイプ。
無理絶対無理。
That's funny because I feel like she would be the kind of person who'd be into something like that, but
マジかよ。キャラ維持すんの忘れるレベルで
it's
ダメなの
making
か
you
よ。
break character.
ダメなんじゃなくて嫌いなだけ。
ガチビビリじゃねえか。
こういうの平気そうだと思ってたから意外だな。
こいつの素を出すの。猫もふらせるよりホラー映画見せた方が早いだろ。
やってみる？
やるわけないでしょ。また消えた。
そんなにビビらんでも。
ビビってない。少し怖いだけ。
ダメだこいつ。
You know, lets out a sigh. She's just like, oh my gosh, what are we doing with this girl? This guy's definitely transparent, though. If he's a real ghost coming across him, plus being an empty shrine at night is freaking me out a little, too. Hey, at least it's not a graveyard. You gotta look at the positives here. So there's 9 out of 10 chance that he's a user. He's half transparent, has a weak presence. If he's not actually disappearing, it's simply a matter of us losing sight of him. That means he's got an ability similar or exactly the same as Sora, but either way, we don't know exactly what this guy is trying to do.
Sophie, いや落ち着け。ソフィーだから。
珍しく
It's like,
売
oh,
れてるわね。ま、その子はどうでもいいのよ。
Let's go from Noah to the disappearing, reappearing, half
ユ
transparent
ーザ
man.
ーだよな。
Disappearing, reappearing, half transparent man. That's a little bit of a tongue twister right there.
ええ、そうね。わかりにくいけれど、首のあたりをよく見て。
Thank you, Sophie, pointing out the thing that was also obvious to me.
スティグマ。
ほぼ全身に広がっていると見て。暴走したユーザーで確定。
人間。
そうよ。ただの人間。
No, it's like, oh, thank goodness. I thought he was a ghost. I don't have to freak out now. No, fine,
た
let's
だ
go
の
to me.
人間と分かれば恐れることなど何もない。
Yes, because humans, honestly, are probably the scariest things out there. We think of some other things, and like, humans have done some pretty messed up stuff. I mean, I would be more scared of a human than anything else.
今さらカッコつけられてもな。
不意打ちだったからちょっと混乱しただけ。別に怖いとかそういうわけじゃないから。
いや、さっき怖いって言ってたけどな。
Like, don't point out my flaws.
じゃれ合うのは後になさい。あの子、逃げないわね。襲ってくる様子もない。
Then what is his purpose? I'm trying to understand here. I feel like it has to be something to do with Iris, because we're at the shrine, right?
静かな暴走ってのもおかしいが、発狂じゃなくて無気力になるパターンもあるのか？
ある。そのまま死んじゃうこともね。
どうすればいい？
もう無理ね。あの子、ずれちゃってる。
ずれる？
座標とでも言えばいいかしら。転移を繰り返した結果、世界の狭間にとらわれた。
Dang, that sucks, my guy. I'm
こ
sorry.
っちに戻ってこられなくなってしまったのよ。今目にしているのはあの子の魂だ。
魂。
じゃああれガチでマジの幽霊ってことか？
Noah slides over and clings to me. Oh, gee, she's an open book.
幽霊に近い存在ってところね。おそらく目撃情報のあった昨日の時点ではちゃんと戻ってこられたんでしょうね。けれど今は私にもわからないどこか別の場所から抜け出せなくなってしまっている。
Dang, it's when you get stuck in one of those like Chinese finger traps. That would suck.
おそらく
You're stuck between
もう
two
普
worlds.
通の人間にはあの子の姿は見えない。アーティファクトを持つ者だけが認識できる。いずれこちらの世界とのつながりも完全に断たれて、誰からも認識されなくなるでしょうね。
Well, you guys know who we need to call. Need to call the Ghostbusters. Or Danny Phantom. I think either one could work.
どうすれば助けられる？
あの子はもう炎に焼かれているのよ。あなたが守ってあげるには遅すぎる。
He doesn't have any flames. Why are you saying that? There's no flames involved here.
あとはもう死を待つだけ。手遅れよ。どうにもできない。
Not if we use Overlord to go back.
強いてできることがあるとすれば
教えてくれ。
楽にしてあげること。
楽に。
I can hear a heavy thump in my heart. I braced for the worst once before back at that fire. Even so, I can't keep myself calm. I'm feeling regret about what I tried to make Noah do all over again.
わかった。
かける。
救いたいさ。できれば。だったら俺がやる。あいつの命は綺麗事だけじゃ前に進めないのなら、俺も覚悟を決める。
So if this is just his spirit, are we gonna be able to even do anything? I feel like Noah's the only one who knows how to hit his spirit. I mean, we don't have the firepower.
見届
So
ける。
なあソフィー、
何？
あいつは魂だけだ。魂だけがかろうじ
I
てこ
mean,
っち
Lena
側
could
にい
do
る。
it.
ええ。
それなら大将、俺をうまく使え。炎のあいつの時みたいにな。
Stick out my right arm. Lena turns goopy and clings to my arm. Ew. Need to get some goo gone. Wraps around my whole arm from my shoulder to my fingertips. The illusory body coats my flesh. Now my hand, my fist will reach his
全
soul.
体のガントレット。それがあなたの武器。
本当に器用ね。現体の扱い、私より上手じゃないかしら。
Dang, Sophie's saying we're pretty skilled, huh?
どうも。
In rare display of approval, Sophie compliments me. Compliment that I'm none too thrilled about. I've learned how to kill someone. No way would I be happy
次
about
に
that.
消えて現れた時、仕掛ける。
It's like playing whack-a-mole with a soul. Right after I say that, the man disappears. If we search and find him. If there's a distance between us, can I end it in one shot, or will I have to punch him multiple times? I really hope he'll go down easy. I'm less terrified about the man suffering, more terrified about having to wail on someone who won't fight back if need be. Thinking only of myself this late in the game. What a selfish, ugly side of me I'm showing. Won't even take me 10 seconds to reach the man. This whirlwind of thoughts, emotions, and self-loathing swells inside me. I feel like they're just trying to say that this is such a bad idea. I feel like that's what's happening here.
許せよ。
Kill him now, don't try to ask for forgiveness. As I rebuke myself, I clench my fist, reel it back, and load my maelstrom of emotions into the illusory body. My clenched fist bursts through the man too easily. He doesn't writhe in pain, he just stares. His hollow eyes simply stare straight at me.
飛び回っていたのは、自分に気がつく人間を探していたからか。俺たちから逃げなかったのは、今も見つめているのは、なんて考えるのはごめんな。救えなかった。
Yeah, this is sad that we have to kill him. I hate when there's only one option, right? I like having choices. Soul begins to disperse. He vanishes, unable to leave any words behind. Yeah, I don't think that would have hurt him, but... Small silver item glitters where the ram once stood. It's his artifact. I guess it's back on this side now because it lost its owner, huh? I'm not going to talk out my butt about using this to mourn his death or whatever. I'm going to use this simply for me.
それは私がもらうわね。
What the? I knew it. I knew you were gonna show up at some point here. We're too close to the shrine. Whenever we're at the shrine, Iris knows what we're doing. Hey, don't steal my item. I just got that, okay? I just got it from the boss drop. Once I try to pick it up, shadow surrounds my vision. The artifact.
はーい、こんばんは。
イリス。
An artifact that lets you jump around. Doesn't sound like something I'd want Iris to have. Artifact hangs in her deviously grinning mouth. Then, as if showing off, she
ご
gobbles
め
it
んな
down.
さいね。せっかく頑張ったのに、戦利品をかすめ取ったりしちゃって。
Yeah, we could have at least rolled for it, okay? Like, you can't just loot it.
まさか、あなたと直接話をする日が来るなんてね。
Oh gosh, we got them staring face to face. It's like, how do you even tell which one's which? They look exactly the same.
そうね。別に話したくもなかったけれど、同じ私でもいい子ちゃんのあなたとは気が合わないでしょうし。
I don't know. I wish they would have made some difference in their sprite just so I could tell. I mean, I get that they're kind of the same person. It doesn't not make sense. I'm just saying for me, it would be nice so I could differentiate them a little bit better.
ソフィーと同じ姿。
後で説明するわ。性格の悪いあなたらしいわね。カケルに殺させるなんて仕方ないじゃない。私こっちの世界じゃか弱いんだもん。助かったわ。私の代わりに片付けてくれたおかげで新しいおもちゃが手に入った。
Always making us kill
あい
people.
つを暴走させたのもまたお前か。
早々にお任せするわ。ただもっと暴れてほしかったんだけど、あっちこっちに飛び回ると期待外れ。本当にがっかり。
お前どこまで人をバカにして。
よくわかった。確かに邪悪。許せない。
I mean, at the very least, I think this is important for Noah to know who the enemy is, because now she knows what she's capable of. She knows what she's like. This is, I think, a really important moment for later when she needs to fight her.
あら怖い。ひどいことされる前に退散するわ。抑えなさい。減退なんて殴るだけ無駄よ。殴りたいのなら気が済むまで殴らせてあげてもいい。
さっさと失せろ。
もう用はないし、そうするわ。
They're the same guys.
ああ、そうだ。大事なことを忘れていた。
んだよ。
あなたのアーティファクトって、
Oh.
もしかしてオーバーロード？
Oh, that's not good. I feel like that her knowing that is gonna not be good for us.
ありがとう。よくわかった。
Yeah, we should have just not shied away from
知
it.
らないふりしたいなら動揺しちゃダメよ。さて、参ったわね。本物なら欲しいわね。でも殺して奪うのは難しいかしら。
Yeah, it is very complicated, huh?
やってみろよ。
あら、大した自信。やっぱり無理そうね。ま、おとぎ話通りのスペックなら。さてと、今度こそ本当に退散するわ。
Alright. And just disappears.
さあ
Strike my illusory body-clad fist against
お
the
ちょく
ground.
りやがって。
イーリスが裏で糸を引いていた。彼のアーティファクトを手に入れるために。
でしょうね。
たったそれだけのために暴走させたというの。
Yeah, pretty much.
そう。たったそれだけのために多くの犠牲を出した女よ。
あまりにも。
まだ終わらない。あいつはこれからも犠牲を出し続ける。ユーザー探しはあいつの方が長けている。俺たちは絶対に出遅れる。
Yeah, especially because we've gone back too. Like, we're going back to the beginning and doing things differently. Like, we should have, like, kind of an edge on her, and we really don't.
火事の時みたいに事前に知っていない限り救えない。次もその次も。
こんな言い方をしたらよかったのよ。これで全員救う。そんな綺麗事どうせいつかは破綻するのだから。
Yeah, not with her knowing what our plans are and what we're gonna do. Like, with her observing the other branches, there's just no way we're gonna be able to save everybody. Like, she's going to know what we're doing.
割り切りなさい。すべては理想を追い求めて時を遡り何度もやり直し続けたらいずれ必ず壊れるわよ。
I mean, I feel like this is gonna hurt Kakeru to know this, but I mean, I feel like a part of him does know it as well. Like, I don't think this is new information. But Sophie's absolutely right.
あなたを失うわけにはいかない。だから割り切りなさい。オーバーロードをもってしてもあなたは万能じゃない。
Yeah, the last thing we need is for Kakeru to start going crazy,
よかったとはと
letting
て
his
も言
power
え
go
ない
out of control.
けど覚悟は決まった。イーリスは必ず倒す。命をおもちゃにするあいつだけは。
覚悟。
No one murmurs to herself. Upon closer inspection, there's a cold sweat across her
僕が
forehead.
決めたつもりだったのに、今はっきりと分かった。私にはまだできていなかった。
Hey, it's okay. I mean, how can you know?
震えてる。ただ見ていただけなのに怯えている。イーリス、せっかく愛が見えたのに、せっかくチャンスを得たのに動けなかった。 G オーダーを
I don't
発
know.
動できなかった。
So her lightning ability that kind of strikes the soul, could she have used that on an illusionary body like that? Would that have done anything? I thought it mattered that she was taking over Miss Naruse, because that was more of like her directly channeling that body, I guess, rather than it being an illusionary one.
正しい判断よ。中途半端に仕掛けたら警戒されるだけ。
判断なんてしてない。思考停止していただけ。
But that's good. Now that she knows, hey, when I'm face to face with her, I'm gonna freeze up, and I can prepare myself more for that.
もう無様な姿は見せられない。私も覚悟を決める。必ず。
次も減退で現れてくれれば楽だけれど、サツキとの同調はどこまで進んでいるのかしらね。
もううかつなことはしないかもな。俺のヘマのせいでオーバーロードのことを知られてしまった。
I mean, I feel like you should have just been upfront about it, or have been a better liar. I know she said that she was kind of guessing half-heartedly, but I have the feeling that she just kind of narrowed it down to what it could be, and was pretty confident about it.
うまくごまかしてもどうせいつかはバレていたわよ。問題は打てる手があまりにも少ないことね。
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal that she knows. Like Sophie's saying, like she's going to find out one way or another. It's just what can we do with that information? What can we do to counter her knowing that?
陽一は
Because now that's kind of one of our advantages, right? But now she kind of knows.
接触した気配はない。私が知り得た限りでは。
Well, that's good.
二人が組んだらいよいよ最悪だ。そうなる前に。
そうね。まあ今後の方針はおいおい考えるとして。ノア、
ええ、
時間はある？
なくても作る。このまま帰れない。
そう。じゃあ話してあげる。私のことをね。
Okay, I'm listening. Hold up. You're just gonna cut away from that conversation.
簡単に言ってしまえば、
Okay, okay, okay.
私もイーリスなのよ。
生物の影響か何かで。
そうじゃない。
We moved the conversation to my room. We're technically here for Sophie to explain things to Noah, but I don't really know much about Sophie and Iris myself, given that I listen attentively to what Sophie has to say. Yeah,
約
I'm
1000
curious.
年前、今回のようにアーティファクトがこちらの世界に流出してしまった。
白蜜川の伝承ね。
神社で祀ってる白蛇様は回収に来たソフィーのことだよな。
そうね。神様扱いされて困惑を隠せないけれど、回収した後、アーティファクトをちゃんと変換したのが私。
Well, that's good that we're kind of learning. I feel like I could have inferred that earlier, because like they're the same. You know, she technically is Iris, so it makes sense that she's the good one who was like ending up saving everybody.
自分のものにした挙句、他のアーティファクトを手に入れるために暴れ回ったのがあのイーリス。私の選択で運命が枝分かれた。互いに干渉できないほどに大きく。その結果、二人の私が生まれたというわけ。
Interesting.
だから同じ姿、同じ子。
永
遠に交わることはないと思っていたのに、まさかこんな形でもう一人の自分とご対面することになる。おまけに同じ原体を使ってこちらに来ているなんて。もっとも同じ人間なんだからセンスが一緒なのは当然だけれど。
Yeah, like I've said before, like the fact that they look exactly the same and sound exactly the same, that's fine. That makes sense. Like lore-wise, it does make sense. I just wish there was like some way that was easier to tell. Like not that it's hard to tell who's talking because it says, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong here.
私のふりをして騙そうとするかもしれない。今後は十分に気をつけて。
わかった。
私については以上よ。 話すべきことはもう話したのだけど、一応責任は感じているのよ。私の尻拭いを他の世界への過干渉は避けたかったけれど、せめて質問には答えるわ。
個人的な興味になってしまうけれど。
何でもいいわよ。答えられるかはわからないけれど。
1000年前に何が起こったのか詳しく知りたい。今回のように2つの世界がつながってしまったことが発端なの？
もともとつながっていたのよ。私たちの世界と当時は文明レベルにかなり差があったのよね。魔術の恩恵を受けていた私たちからしてみれば、あなたたちは貧しいお猿さんだった。
Sorry, I'm not saying much. I'm just kind of trying to absorb it as best as I can. Interesting. So they've always been connected. I wonder in what way, or how, and how they were connected. Because right now, like the connection between the worlds, right, was caused by the earthquake of the shrine, right? Like it destroyed the artifact. But
ああ、なんか納得した。ナチュラルに上から目線なのはそのせいか。
それは単純に私が長く生きすぎているせいよ。10分の1どころか、下手したら100分の1以下でしょ。圧倒的年下に生意気なこと言われるとムカッとくるのよね。
I don't know. I think like I don't really care like how young or how old you are. I feel like everyone can learn something from everybody else, right? I'm not saying every person you meet is going to teach you some like mind-blowing fact or some mind-blowing way of looking at something in life, but that's not to say because you're 80 years old you know everything and someone who's like 12 doesn't. I feel like you can know something that somebody doesn't know. Even at a really young age, like 2 years old. I feel like a 2-year-old can probably do things and do it better than an adult can in some ways. Because children are they're very teachable, which is a nice thing. Children are very open to new concepts and ideas. They're very adaptive, and I feel like that's something you kind of lose as you get older. You kind of get more set in your ways and a little less, I guess, willing to change.
確かに。1000年生きてる人にタメ口聞いてる俺、何様なんだって思えてきたな。
今さら敬語なんて使われても気持ち悪いけれど。続けるわよ。文明レベルに差があったから、つながってはいても積極的に交流はしていなかった。特にメリットはなかったから。
That's interesting because I feel like the way we look at stuff nowadays as a civilization is if we had an opportunity to speak with some other worldly being or like some, I guess just in a different way to put it, like an alien or something, we would totally be down to do that. We would be so hyped for that. And they're just like, don't care.
そうね。でも、アーティファクトが生まれたことで事情が変わった。
So y'all kept a connection going and just never thought to sever this. Like nothing bad could ever go wrong.
アーティファクトは想定外の性質を持っていた。説明するまでもないけれど。
自ら使い手を選ぶ。
世界まで飛び越えてね。おかげであっちこっちに飛散してしまった。大半がこちらの世界に渡ってしまったの。それが1000年前の最悪の発端。
こちらの世界の人間の方が
どうかしらね。怪しいと思ってるのよね。いくらなんでも偏りすぎていた。
意図的だったと。
まさかこっちの世界の人間でアーティファクトの性能を試そうとしたとか。
もっと単純よ。こっちの世界にアーティファクトを捨てようとした。
Why is that though?
捨てる？なんでだよ。せっかく作ったのに。
魔術は才能のある人間にしか使えなかった。魔術が使えるだけで高い地位を得られたのよ。アーティファクトは誰もが魔術を扱えるようにと開発された道具。どうなるかは説明しなくてもわかるんじゃない？
Okay, I think I get where you're going with this. Like the people who felt like they were special and were or higher up in society want to stay that way. It's pretty much like the rich want to stay rich, right? Like if someone went out and gave a bunch of money to people and was making people who normally didn't have the skills or the ability to be rich, right? Like there's no way they would have been rich otherwise, and then all of a sudden they became rich, right? That would change the balance of society. It would be weird to have people who are like entrepreneurs and really go-getters, and then have people that really don't have the skills or know what to do to make money up at the same level as them. There would be this disparity for them. So I understand.
魔術を使えるというアイデンティティが失われる。
Yeah, it's pretty much like if everyone is special, no one's special, right?
その通り。高い地位にいる人間ほど恐れた。アーティファクトが広く普及してしまうことを。
だからこっちの世界に捨てた。
本気で回収したかったら私一人に任せないわよ。回収任務を失敗させて責任を私に押し付ける。
しかし全て回収されてしまった。
そう、優秀な私のおかげでね。
They didn't expect Sophie to be able to do it all by herself.
いまいましそうな顔をしていたわね。その時なぜ地位にしがみつくだけのただ魔術が使えるだけの無能にこの私が従属しなければいけないんだ。それが運命の分かれ道。アーティファクトを着服した私はその力に酔いしれた。さらなる力を求めてアーティファクトをかき集めた。数えきれないほどの罪を犯して誰にも支配されない存在になる。もう一人の私はこう呼ばれるようになった。最悪の魔女イーリス。
たった一つでも暴走すれば自我を失う生物を。もう一人のあなたは力に溺れ狂ってしまって魔女になり果てたのね。
I wonder how she was able to handle that versus somebody else.
それが厄介なことにあの女正気なのよ。こちらの世界の人間よりも私たちの魂は強い。
Okay, that answers my
暴
question.
走することは稀。それを差し引いても私には才能があったよね。多くのアーティファクトを御してしまう才能が。
そんな才能があるならどうしてソフィーはアーティファクトを最低限しか使わないんだ？
ああなってしまうのを恐れているというのが一番ね。あとは立場上の問題。
Yeah, I feel like Sophie kind of has to be this leader, right? That sets an example for others. She has to be someone that shows that, hey, artifacts are not meant to be just played around with. Like, I'm not just going to go out and use a whole bunch of them like this other version of me did.
ちゃんと変換した私の枝でもそれなりに面倒な争いが起こっているの。アーティファクトを広く普及したい勢力と地位を守るために根絶してしまいたい勢力が表立ってぶつかっちゃったのよ。詳細は省くけれど間に入ってなんとかまとめ上げたのがおかげで聖女なんて恥ずかしいにも程がある二つ名で呼ばれる羽目になった。
Saint.
本当に嫌だったからソフィーティアと名前を変えたんだけど、ま、その話はいいわね。セフィロトは危険なアーティファクトを管理するために私が作った組織。その私が好き放題アーティファクトを乱用していたら示しがつかないでしょ。
I think the craziest thing to me about this story is probably the fact that the people who had powers already were willing to get rid of the artifacts instead of just using them for themselves. Why would you not just boost your power even further with more artifacts, right? It's like, it's a wonder that nobody else became like Iris. Like, Iris was the only one who kind of went and used all these and enjoyed the power. It's strange to me that nobody else in the other world would think to do that.
厳重に管理しているからこそソフィーでも手続きが必要ってことか。
理解してくれた？
ああ、十分に。
考えてみれば1000年前も今回もあなたたちは私たちの世界のいざこざのとばっちりを受けているだけよ。質問だけじゃなくて文句も受け付けるわよ。イライラしないで聞いてあげる。
文句言ってもな。怒ってしまったのは仕方ないし。
今回に限っては 完全に私のせいよ。
いや、地震はソフィーのせいじゃないだろう。ただの事故つうか災害だし。
I don't know. Was it?
そもそも1000年前のことだろ。ぶっちゃけ途方もなさすぎて何の感情も湧いてこないっつうか。
As far as I remember, I don't think we got like any other explanation for the earthquake besides it just kind of happened, right? But now that I think about it, is it possible something happened there? It wouldn't surprise me if that was intentional. Like if that was, can I say man-made? Would that be the right term?
罪があるのはイーリスの方。世界を正そうとしたあなたを責めるのは筋違い。
物分かりがいいのも困りものね。
責められたかった？
その方が楽な時もある。
白蜜川の住人としては1000年も祀ってる神様を責めるなんて恐れ多くて無理だな。
Yeah, that's a good point.
やめなさいよそれ。神様とか言われると自分の年齢を実感しちゃって嫌になるのよね。
She gestures with her hands like she's shrugging and heaves
今
a
日はこ
sigh.
のくらいにしておきましょう。喋りすぎて疲れたわ。
ありがとう。話してくれて。
I feel like that's a good portion of this game is us just having these kind of sit-down conversations with Sophie where she just kind of dumps a bunch of info on us. Not really like everything, but she does give us quite a lot.
どういたしました。他に聞きたいことがあればそのうち答えてあげるわ。それじゃあね、十分に気をつけなさい。あの性悪女がいつ仕掛けてくるかわからないから。
Well, hopefully it's not while I'm sleeping. I can be pretty moody if I get woken up during the night.
待って、最後に。
何？
I feel like we're at an Apple keynote where they're like, okay, we got one more thing, guys. Like, because every time we have this, we always have one more thing we gotta say. No stigma appears in her eye. She's activating her ability.
イーリスとあなたが同一の存在ならば、試してみても。
ああ、そういうこと。ええ、いいわよ。
ありがとう。危害を加えるようなことはしないから。
そこは信用してるわよ。あら、
どう？
面白いわね。届いたわよ。世界を超えて私に。
Interesting. Okay, so she's testing if her ability works on another being on the other side.
ありがとう。つかめた。
Did she do that thing where she kind of like pauses time for you? I guess y'all kind of mentioned it's not really her pausing time for everybody. It's like more like you just think. I don't know, like time just kind of jumps for you almost, or at least you feel like it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry. I read the comment though. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. Let's take advantage from Ryan.
もっと思いっきりやってもよかったのに。
責められたがっていたから、ほんの少しだけ願いを叶えてあげただけ。本気で裁くつもりはない。
そう。まあ、なんでもいいわ。
Or she did something completely different that I'm not sure.
それじゃあね、おやすみなさい。
But it's important that she's able to test that. That's nice.
おやすみなさい。
I mean, to be fair, yeah, we do have an otherworldly being here too that we could be like, okay, I wonder if this will work on. If this works on her, then it'll work on Iris, right? Even though Iris has a bit more defenses going. As soon as no answer, Sophie disappears in the spatial rift.
今のって。
ええ、試してみた。G オーダーは捉えた。ソフィーの魂を。
Took a hold of her soul.
ならば、彼女と同じ存在であるイーリスの魂も G オーダーならば。
考えてみればそうだよな。多分とか言ってないでソフィーで試させてもらえばよかったのか。
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done something like this. This was probably a good idea.
興味深い話も聞けたし、有意義な時間だった。1000年前の因縁。断ち切るのが私たちの使命ね。
そうだな。ソフィーはソフィーなりに悩んでいるみたいだ。あんな殊勝な態度初めて見たかもしれない。
知り合って日が浅いから彼女の人となりは私にはわからないけれど、誰しも抱えている。私だけ殻に閉じこもってはいられない。あとは私の覚悟と決意だけ。
Yeah, but that's easier said than done, right? Like, I mean, it's pretty hard to change your resolve and determination. I mean, that's something you have to build up to.
あまり無理すんなよ。って水を差すのは空気読めてなさすぎるな。
I don't know, Kakuru. You're definitely not the densest protagonist I've seen. You have your moments. I mean, most guys do in these kind of games. But for the most part, I feel like Kakeru is pretty good at like determining if something, you know, if he heard something, he knows what the true intention behind it is.
俺にできることがあれば何でも言ってくれ。
明日時間をもらえる？試してみたいことがある。
わかった。みんな呼ぶか？
あなただけでいい。まだ他の人に見せるのはためらいがある。
We can see something that no one else has seen. I
見
like
せるっ
it.
て
まだ秘密。
Well, I'm looking forward to that. She stands up carrying her bag.
今日はお疲れ様。
お疲れさん。
あまり気に病まないで。彼を楽にしてあげたこと正しかったと思う。
Yeah, I don't know if I'd even consider that murder. Like, you were just he was already dying, you were just helping him do so.
もし気分が落ち込むようなことがあれば連絡して。真夜中でも構わないから。
ああ、ありがとう。どうしても寝られなかったらそうするよ。
子守歌くらいなら歌ってあげる。
Oh, wow, okay. She smirks and walks off towards the entryway.
それじゃ
送っていこうか。
必要ない。人の多い道を選ぶ。
そっか。
お邪魔しました。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。ノアも無理すんなよ。何かあった時は一人で何とかしようとせずに。
ありがとう。それじゃ
あ。Okay. Well, that went rather well. It's nice to know that Noah cares about us too. I feel like we obviously care about everybody that we're trying to save, of course. But it's nice to see that she kind of cares about us back. Like, not even just on a romance level, right? Like, obviously, we're going to be heading towards a romance eventually in the novel, right? Like, as we do with every other character who has their own route. But I like that it's more like she just cares about us truly as a friend. And it's like, she doesn't really have to do that. Like, I don't know. Like, we can maybe find a solution to this problem without her doing that, but I like that she's taking that extra step to kind of befriend us, try to open up more. And I feel like Noah's is different because we haven't really seen her do that in any of the other routes. Like, she's never really gotten this close to us. And it's nice to see. Like, we've gotten kind of close to all the other girls a little bit in some of the other routes. We've had moments, right? But, like, episode 3 especially, we got close to a lot of the people and got to see new sides of them. And then episode 4, it's been really nice. We're focusing on Noah a lot. So I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. Walk out the hallway, see her out, and close the door. I think maybe just because Noah's a character we've never really seen her true side. And we're, like, slowly starting to open her up and see that. Like, obviously with the cats and stuff like that. But just a lot of these, like, kind of like these short little conversations we have in between things. I really like that. It's great character building. I want to put it out of my mind, but I can't. Today I killed someone. Crossed that line. Crumpled to my knees, the strength sapped from my body. Now that I'm all by myself, I guess this thread keeping me together has been snipped. My body is shaking. and I'm effing freezing. I want to redo it all for myself to erase this guilt. But like Sophie said, you can't really get rid of that. And I feel like if you go back, I don't know what's going to happen. Stumbled to my feet. Crack a dumb joke and force a smile. I desperately try to recompose myself. I have to press forward as much as I can. There might be some things that only I can do as I am now. I have to carry this tremendous sense of guilt to move on. Yeah, I feel like it's going to motivate him to do the right thing in the end as well. Because he's gonna have to make some pretty serious decisions. He might have to kill Iris, or maybe kill somebody else possibly. Not keeping count. Miss Satsuki, always the same. But another great episode, guys. I mean, we kind of started off with the funny moments with the cats and stuff, right? Like, okay, you know, we had our fun, got to test out her power, you know, it's important to the plot, right? But then we have this moment with Iris, and now she has another artifact. We ended up essentially killing somebody. I mean, I feel like killing's a very harsh thing. We kind of helped him move on. I guess he was already kind of dying. He's already set to die. We just kind of helped that process along. and in return helped them to suffer less. So I feel like that's kind of a good thing. I mean, the situation's not good, but what we did was good for him. Let's put it that way. Had a good conversation with Sophie and then Noah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this game has a lot of these moments where we're just kind of talking, just kind of gathering information. Like, it has a lot of them. But in some senses, that's nice because it's building us up to moments that happen when we have more of the kind of action and we got to like put everything we've learned so far into practice. So they've done a really good job at that. I will give them that. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I think that's a good stopping point, and we are going to see what Noah wants to test out today. I'm very curious because she just did a little test on Sophie, and now she's gonna do another test. So we'll have to see what that is. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I shall see you in the next episode.